So welcome back, guys, to part 2 of the video. In this video, we're going to actually create the workflow to save a new property to the database. So in the last video, all we did was set up the layout. That took a little bit of time, but nonetheless, we're here, we made it. So we're gonna go ahead and set up the database flow and the form flow. So all we need to do right now, since we have all of our fields labeled, let's actually rename the button. Create submit button, call it that. So what we want to have happen is we want to go to workflow. We want to add a new event. And the event we want to listen to is whenever an element is clicked, which is going to be that button we made. So when the create submit button is clicked, what we want to do and what we want to have happen is we want to first save, create a new home. So for the action we want to make is we want to go to data and create a new thing. And the new thing we want to create is a home. And now what we have to do is take all of those input fields and connect them to the field that will be stored in our database. So all we need to do is create set another field. Click set another field and we go ahead and link those. So the first field we want to set for a home type is the address field. And we want to set that equal to the input field that's address. It's that simple. And we'll go ahead and not only that, we don't want to just set it to the actual element of address field. We want to set it to the value that's stored in that user typed inside of that input field. So we have to click the value property. And that's what we're really going to do for the remainder, for the other fields is same thing. City, input field, city's value, add another one. So we're just going to go ahead and repeat this for state's value. We need to do the same for zip code. So it seems like I forgot to label the rest of these since I just copied and pasted the input fields. So let's go back and do that. Go back to the design field. So input field, zip code. Input field, price. Input field, bedrooms. Input field, number of bathrooms. Keep it short as we can. In square feet. Cool. So let's go back to workflow and finish this off. So zip code, click, input field, zip code, value, input field, we want to set, let's set the number of bedrooms. The number of bathrooms. Great. Set. Square feet. Let's not forget the price. Cool. Now we seem to have one issue here. See what this is. Oh, we didn't set our repeatable group. So that's just going to be a list of images, our list of images. So we'll address that later. So of course, for a home, we have a list of photos for the home, but I'm gonna save this for actual part 3, where I'm gonna introduce you to plugins, because we don't, not only do we want the user to upload one image, we want the user to be able to upload multiple images. So, so right now, let's just focus on the actual text-based input fields and show you what we want to do. So stay tuned. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you like this video so far, subscribe to the channel when we release part 3 of this series. So nonetheless, so after the user create a home, we can chain this workflow. So that's what workflows are good for. When an event happens, we create a response to that event, to the response to the user click, but we can also chain our responses. So first thing we want to do after the user clicks the submit button is create the home. But then let's do something else. Let's go ahead and navigate to the actual page. So to show off our home that we created. So we want to go to a page and we want to go to the home detail page. And not only that, let's send along the data based on the result of step 1, based on the new home we created. So first thing, create the home and then navigate to the detail page while also sending the data that we just created that new home with. And that's it. That's really it. So let's go back to the design tab. Now we do still have that issue up above, but we'll address that later. So in part 3. So let's go ahead and preview. Well, really nothing's going to be here. So what we can do is, so I have this user's property. Let's actually go ahead and create an address. So 717 sender 717 Bridgeport Drive. Pt.10.2. The price 545,000. Number of bedrooms 3 bedroom, 2 bath. 130 square feet. So let's go ahead and actually create this home. See what happens. Home was created, and so was the property. So you see the property created. Of course, we don't have the photo just yet since we didn't make the photo, but also this property should appear in our dashboard since we are the ones who created. So let's go to dashboard, and you can see that their home was created. Not only that, on our home page, we should have that listed in our little section here. So our column section. So this displays the most recent home. So cool. So now you see how that works. So all we need to do now in part 3 is actually introduce you to plugins. So we can show you how to create a list of photos for a particular property. Oh, and we also need to add a workflow to navigate this add home page over. So let's go ahead and do that really fast. So we want to go to the dashboard page, click on this add home button, and let's actually turn that into a link. Internal page, create home. Preview. There we go. Go and create home. And it sends us to the create home page. So let's align this. This not aligned. So what we can do is we can group this. And let's set this to a fixed width, which is that should be the width of these cars below, which is 1080 width. So let's just do a little bit of alignment. Set the width to 1080. Make this element fixed width. Cool. And all we need to do is just make sure we horizontally align this. Oh, we didn't actually group. Make sure we actually group the elements first. Let's set them to 1080. Set that to fixed width. And then we horizontally align the center horizontally. Let's go ahead and preview. That should work. There we go. That's centered. We actually centered the entire page. Didn't mean to do that. Let's uncheck, make this element fixed width. Go back and preview it, because you saw the header stretch. So there we go. So stay tuned for part 3, where we're going to show you how to create a list of properties and add that to a home. So stick around for the next video. Subscribe to the channel for when it comes out.